The Undvasin tribe. The people of the desert Reese look quite different from those of our world. In such a sun-scorched climate, one might expect to see people with darkened skin, well adapted to the harsh light. It is not so with the people here. As to why, the answer lies in their origin. The Undvasin are all that remain of the children of Dawn, that great and ancient city which now lies abandoned beneath the sands of the deserts that yet roam. For millennia, the people of Dawn lived in darkness beneath the sands, the only light provided by the luminescent crystals of active mana. This lack of sunlight caused their skin to lose all pigment. At the time, it suited them fine, yet that was before its downfall. A day came when Dawn in all its power and might finally fell to ruin. When that day came, many of the people of Dawn fled to the surface, where they found themselves quite ill-suited to the desert heat and light. And yet, over time, they have adapted. Of the few mages that escaped Dawn's fall, a few had the wisdom to commit to memory a select few spells that would be passed on to each generation. With the spell of frost, they chill bottles to cool their water and their bodies. With a spell of heat, they melt sand into weapons and tools of glass. And with a spell of wind, they create barriers to guard their camps from the fierce sands and rains of the desert. For indeed, there is rain in the Reese, but there are very few places to catch it, as the precious moisture seeps through the sands to the city below. Yet in the few places where water is caught, one may find thick clay. These places are precious to the Undvasin and dearly protected. Many use the clay in a unique fashion, covering their hands and forearms in it to block the light of the sun from their skin and to cool themselves. As a result, despite the distinct lack of melanin in their skin, their forearms may be permanently stained a deep orange. The Undvasin are people of tradition, yet they've managed to adapt their traditions to their needs. For example, the Undvasin see it as disgrace to cut off one's hair before its time. Yet, they've managed to keep it out of the way by tying their hair into very tight, dread-like braids. Only once the hair begins to fall out on its own is one granted the mark of elder, a shaved head, and perhaps the beginnings of a beard. The clothes of the Undvasin mark tradition as well, though, in this case, in the symbolism of color. The clothes of the Undvasin are made from a thick, black fabric that seems to stand well the weathering of time, and often many geometric shapes may be seen sewn into their clothes, these in various colors, usually blue, representing the lights of dawn and the heritage of all Undvasin. But other colors may be seen as well. Yellow marks conquest of the vast desert Reese, purple marks those who study mana, and green marks a great leader who brings prosperity. One might ask why the Undvasin remain in the desert, for which their bodies seem so ill-suited. But those who know the people have learned well. These Undvasin have no intention of staying in the desert. Their goal lies far below. When the gates of the deep are opened once more, they shall be ready for whatever comes. They shall end whatever comes, and the city of dawn will be returned to them once more.